Is Wednesday, April 27th, 2022, and the time is 6 p.m. And we are going to ask you to make sure and check your cell phones, make sure that they're silenced or turned off. Okay, and then tonight, for the applicants, we're going to allow up to 15 minutes for testimony. And then if there's anyone here as an individual to testify, they'll have 3 minutes. And then if there's a need for rebuttal, you'll have up to 5 minutes for the applicant as well. So with that, are there any changes to the agenda, Madam Clerk?
No, they're not.
All right, then. First item of business is new business, and this is 20222-00489-V. Vicky Christie. And I will need a motion from my fellow commissioner. We're tabling it to May 11th,
Oh, this,
2022.
okay. I would move to table, and this is the first one? I would move to table agenda number 20222-00489-V to May 11th, 2022.
Okay, I'll second that. All those in favor state aye.
Aye.
Aye, the ayes have it, motion carries. All right, next we're going to open the public hearing on 202200117-V, and this is Todd Ostrom. And we're going to go ahead and start with our staff report, and then we'll have the applicant come up and provide testimony. Hi, Corey.
Hello. Madam Chair, Commissioner Davidson, application 202200117V is a variance to build a new dwelling within the 100-foot setback of the Boise River Greenway Overlay District. The property is located at 7211 West Twinview Lane, Eagle, in the Rural Urban Transition District and contains 3.16 acres. The majority of the new dwelling will be located in the footprint of the existing dwelling. The expansion area, shown in orange, would be located on the northeast section of the existing home, where there is currently residential landscaping and driveway. The first floor is proposed to be expanded by 1,072 square feet, the second floor by 1,608 square feet, with a total proposed living area of 4,856 square feet with an 840 square foot garage. The expanded section of the footprint would be approximately 60 feet away from the floodway boundary. The closest section of the existing dwelling is approximately 20 feet from the floodway boundary. The Ada County engineer provided comments on the application stating that the proposed addition would be in an area that does not have any existing riparian vegetation to protect, that the proposed addition is not within the floodway or floodplain itself, and that the proposal is not detrimental to the public health, safety, or welfare. One neighbor provided comment on the application regarding the existing access easement to the property. As conditioned, the applicant will be required to submit a private road application to bring the access into compliance. Staff finds that the application meets the required findings for a variance, as the home and shop on the property are existing within the required setback, and the proposed addition is located away from the floodway. It is not a right or special privilege to continue the existing residential use in this location. The characteristics of the site, including the location of existing structures, the Boise River Greenway Overlay District setback, and the required setbacks of the underlying zone, limit the buildable area of the property, and any addition to the existing home would be within the setback. And utilizing the existing footprint with the addition located away from the floodway would not be detrimental to the public health, safety, and welfare. Staff is recommending approval of the variance, and I'll stand for any questions.
Thank you. Any questions for staff?
Not at this time.
Okay. Corey, I have a few questions. So this is going to be a complete demolish, right, and rebuild on the footprint. So I get that, but on page 3 then, it talks about an accessory use application. So is there an existing shop, or they're going to build a shop as well?
There's not an accessory use application connected to this. application. So there's just the variance for the new dwelling within the footprint with that addition.
Okay, we might want to, and I'll look at Richard here, maybe, to help with this. So on page 3, what we might want to do is, before we finish this, is the engineer comments the proposed addition. I'm not sure addition is the correct wording we want in the report. And then down on number 3, bullet number 3, it's Central District Health has commented they want an accessory use application.
Madam Chair. Again, for Central District Health, their accessory use application that's the terminology they use, which doesn't correspond to our accessory.
Okay. Okay, so there's no accessory,
Right.
okay, on the application. Okay, that's all I have. Thanks. Okay, now we're going to have, is it Todd Ostrom, the applicant, come up and provide testimony? You can state your name for the record, please.
Todd Ostrom.
Thank you.
Please?
Yeah.
That's the
You'll
extent
have-
of what it is.
You'll have up to 15 minutes, okay?
It's simple. We bought a product, a house over on the Boise River.
Can you speak into the microphone?
We bought a house in the Boise River. It was built in 1974. We had the intentions of rebuilding a new home in the same structure, same area. It's, we're not increasing the square footage to any degree. The only additional square footage would be in the garage. So we're just increasing the garage for a bigger truck. And all the accessory buildings, everything else stays the same. The driveways stay the same. We're just taking a 1974 house and turning it into a 2023 house.
Okay,
Simple as that.
and it looks like you're not in the floodway or floodplain?
We're not swimming yet.
Okay. Not yet, right? Okay. Is that all that you have?
Excuse me?
Is that all?
That's all we have, yeah. It's
Okay,
just a house.
great.
We're just asking for the
Okay.
opportunity to rebuild.
All right, just
Thanks,
stand, yeah, go ahead and stand in case we have any questions.
course.
Very quick. Commissioner?
Does the conditions of the site not allow you, if you're going to demolish it, to just move the entire thing a little bit further away from the flood area?
We have a septic system. We have what's called a biosystem, and we'd have to demolish the septic system. So we'd have to tear down accessory buildings. There's 2 other buildings that are in the way. If we tried to move the house to closer to the north, we have an accessory building or barn right in the way. If I went farther to the east, we have a barn in the way. Going farther to the south, we'd need an OR. So the river, that's kind of where we're at. So there's not a lot of accessory options.
Okay. All right, thank you. I don't have any questions.
Thank you.
Thanks. All right, is there anyone here to provide individual testimony? Doesn't look like it. I'm going to go ahead and close the public hearing then, and the board will deliberate, if I could talk. All right, what's the pleasure of the board?
Well, Madam Chair, this was vetted by our staff, and based on the testimony we've heard, this is not going to be an undue, well, it would be an undue burden to the applicant to not grant the variance, and I think it doesn't grant a special right. It's just simply building on the existing footprint and expanding it slightly. And so with that, I would move to approve application number 202200117-V, Todd Ostrom, based on the findings of fact and conclusions of law contained in the staff report and the testimony heard this evening.
Okay, I'll second that. All those in favor, state aye.
Aye.
Aye, ayes have it. Motion carries. Good luck with your new home. All right, next we're going to open the public hearing on 202-103-123-S-PR, Ackerman Estvolt. And we will start with our staff report by Connor. Good evening.
Okay. Thank you, Madam Chair. Commissioner Davidson, before you, we have application 2021-03123-S-PR. This is for Maidenford Estates subdivision, applicant Ackerman Estavold. So this is a preliminary plat and private road application to create 2 5-acre lots with the intention for the western lot to be annexed into the city of Star as part of a larger future subdivision. The eastern lot of this two-lot subdivision will remain in the county with access off Pollard Lane. Now, the property is located at 3605 North Pollard and consists of approximately 10.01 acres zoned RUT. So you see here, this is a vicinity map. We're here in North Star, just north of Star there, adjacent to city limits. As I stated, the applicant is proposing the two buildable residential lots. With this, there's a private road easement for West Trident Ridge Lane. You'll see there going through the property. Originates from Pollard there. And then that existing residence that's on the property is going to remain on the eastern lot. So both lots will have the 5 acres to meet the RUT lot size minimum. And then that private road there will provide the necessary frontage and access for both of the lots. As I stated previously, the western lot is going to be proposed to be subdivided further with the city of Star. And basically, it's the city of Star and Ada County and the applicant had all come together and spoke. And this was really the only path forward for the applicant, was to first apply with Ada County to split the property. And then as part of the annexation process, the city will do a future subdivision. And that way, too, the existing residents can remain within the county in unincorporated Ada County. The subdivision complies with Chapter 8-6 of the Ada County Code, since the proposed lots comply with the dimensional standards for the RUT district. The Planning and Zoning Commission recommended approval on this one, and staff is as well. And I will also note, too, that the private road is just proposed. It will be bonded for, and it will have to be vacated once this approval process takes place. If it is approved by you today, they'll have to come back and make sure to bond for that, vacate, and then they can go forward with the city. So just part of the steps in the process. And I'll stand for any questions.
Thank you. Any questions?
No.
So just wanted to clarify, this will be it'll be a new domestic well?
Madam Chair, so the city of Star is actually going to service that new future subdivision with the city. It'll be fully within the city of Star. So the existing property is on a well currently. That house there, it will remain with its own well. So
Okay. So on page 5, when we talk about the county engineer and the new domestic well for the lot, will need to be at least 300 feet. And having those tested, is it in one of the areas of concern of arsenic, uranium, or nitrates?
Madam Chair, I'm not aware if it is in the area of concern. I believe that the engineer was not fully aware that it was going to be further subdivided. They're more so making a note that if there was a house built on that new lot, that they would need to get tested. So I think that was more of just a clerical thing on their part.
Okay. And then if this is going to be annexed into STAR, it says the results should be reported to the county. When it's annexed, that'll change then.
Yep,
Yeah.
you're correct.
Okay. Thank you. That's all I have. Right, let's go ahead and have the applicant up. Is it Ackerman? Estelle, I'll have you pronounce your name for the record.
Good evening. My name is Antonio Conti with Ackerman Estold Engineering.
Okay,
Pretty much Connor explained the entire process. All we're doing is, since the current owner does not want to be annexed into the city, we are splitting the lot off, and as soon as it's split, we're going to be annexed into the city and abandoning the easement.
okay,
That's the extent of the project.
okay,
If you have any questions, just let us know.
okay. Great, and the only reason that I brought up the arsenic, uranium, and nitrates is some of those areas have reports of higher levels, and all they need to do is just get a reverse osmosis system, like $200 to fix it. But if people aren't aware of it, then it can cause problems, so we just want to make sure your client's aware of that.
We appreciate it. Thank you.
You stand for questions?
Yes, ma'am.
You have any questions?
I don't think so. Seems pretty straightforward.
Okay, all right, I don't either, thank you.
Thank you.
Is there anyone else here that would like to provide individual testimony? Hearing none, I'll go ahead and close the public hearing on 202-103-123-S-PR. What's the pleasure of the board?
Well, Madam Chair, I would move to approve application number 202-103-123-S-PR. Ackerman Estvold, based on the findings of fact and conclusions of law contained in the staff report and on the testimony heard tonight.
I would tend to agree with you. This one looks pretty straightforward. So I will second that. All those in favor state aye.
Aye.
Aye, guys have it, motion carries. Any other business, gentlemen? Ladies? We are adjourned. Thank you.